If you're on a tight budget or you can only get away for a quick trip, is it even worth it to visit the UK with so little time? When I made my first trip, it was very hard for me to get away from my job as I didn't have any paid time off. But I'd been desperate to get to London for about 10 years, so I finally decided it was better to go for just that 1 week than to keep waiting for a perfect time. I'm so happy I went for it. I had a great experience, but if I knew then what I know now, I would go beyond just that visit to London and explore some other parts of the country. Here are a couple of itineraries I would take in place of that if I was going to do that trip all over again. For these itineraries, I'm assuming the same flights I took on that first trip, where I flew into Heathrow on a Sunday morning and then back out on the following Sunday afternoon. If I had to book an earlier flight back out, then I might have to make an adjustment to that final day. For my first itinerary, I would start with 3 nights in London. This would give me time to get over that jet lag, get used to being in a new country, and I think 2 full days is enough to see the highlights of the city. Then I would head straight to the countryside. You can get to the Cotswolds by train in just an hour and a half. A stay of 3 nights would provide 2 full days of country walks, visits to quaint villages, and many opportunities to enjoy my favorite snack, the cream tea. This leaves me one final night, and for this I would head back towards London and stay the night in Oxford. Oxford is very close to the Cotswolds, so this means a full day in the city and plenty of time to explore the many colleges and free museums that are part of the university. Oxford isn't far from Heathrow, so getting back to the airport shouldn't be difficult. Phew, that was a bit of a whirlwind, but worth it to see so much on such a short trip. Now, sometimes I want to travel farther and see more of the country. My second alternate itinerary lets me do just that and allows me to spend time in some of those beautiful historic British cities as well. This time, I would only spend my first 2 nights in London, which is a pretty quick visit. I'd probably have to pick a few of my preferred attractions, such as the Tower of London or the National Gallery, or maybe I'd just walk around the city and enjoy some of my favorite parks and gardens. Then, I'd take the train up the East Coast and stop in York for 2 nights. York is a lovely compact city, so a day and a half allows enough time to explore the highlights. I love to walk the city walls, visit York Minster, and see the gardens at the Yorkshire Museum. And finally, I'd head up to Edinburgh. Not only is Edinburgh a fantastic city, but the train ride up provides some amazing views of the countryside and the coastline. I can maximize my time in the city by staying through that 7th night and then flying back to London very early to connect at Heathrow. I did this on my second trip, and the views flying over Edinburgh made me glad I had, for once, booked a window seat. There's also the option of the Caledonia sleeper train to return to London if I want to save a little money and combine hotel room and travel expenses. Now, if I was going to do my trip all over again, which of these 2 itineraries would I choose? I honestly don't know because I love them both. Which one do you think you would choose? Or would you do a completely different trip if you only had 7 days to spend in the UK?